Let's put that in after the credenza.
Everyone loves to say Carmela Soprano did nothing. What if I told you that doing nothing was her most powerful weapon?
I think we should turn on the air conditioning. It's going okay though, I think, don't you think?
Carmela Soprano, patroness of the suburban hearth and martyr to the thermostat, has long been accused of doing nothing. To the untrained eye, she seemed to drift between the gym, the church, and the kitchen like a satin-draped ghost of domesticity, forever fiddling with the air conditioner and bitching to her priest.
Having that kumad on the side helps.
Yet to dismiss her life as idle luxury is to miss the quiet genius of her performance.
Rigot pie with pineapples.
Carmela didn't merely live in Tony Soprano's gilded cage, she curated it, polished it, and occasionally threw a lemon ricotta pie through its bars. Her daily schedule was a masterclass in ornamental busyness.
Hey, you bless it, I'll eat it.
She's not coming.
She cooked 3 meals a day from scratch for a family that viewed food as both love and power.
Gabagool, over here.
She shopped for smoked turkey, gabagool, and the correct orange juice pulp ratio with the vigilance of a field operative. She managed the house, paid the bills, coordinated 2 spoiled children, and ensured that Tony's empire of crime looked, from the outside, like a very respectable enterprise. Her manicure was her MBA, her casserole dish a briefcase. To say she didn't work is to forget that maintaining appearances in New Jersey's upper-middle-class mafia circles was a full-time job, one with no benefits, no pension, and no applause.
Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned.
Still, Carmela was not the working mother's hero. She was a housewife by both design and desire, a woman whose religion, culture, and bank account conspired to keep her trapped in silk. While Tony collected envelopes of illicit cash, Carmela collected Yadro figurines and moral justifications. Her weapon of choice wasn't a gun, but the strategic use of sexuality, that one negotiable currency she could wield against administrators, guidance counselors, and the occasional hot priest.
Carmela, you come.
She flirted with Furio, tempted Father Intantola,
And Mr. Wiggler signed it.
and briefly partnered with Mr. Wegler, a school counselor whose downfall came courtesy of Carmela's unholy combination of charm and Catholic guilt. These were not affairs so much as experiments in leverage, proof that while Tony owned the world, Carmela could still rent the men who lived in it. Her hobbies, of course, were impeccable on paper. Tennis, book club, charity luncheons, home design, and the occasional construction of a spec house that was one strong breeze away from killing a baby. She raised her children, one ivy-bound, one barely functional, with the performative zeal of a woman who knows her maternal worth will be judged by the GPA of her offspring.
Listen, Carmela, I think I know why you're here.
She organized Meadows College essays, screamed at AJ, and bribed half the New Jersey education system into pretending her family was legitimate. Her reward? A son who broke the air conditioner, and a husband who broke every vow. To her critics, Carmela embodied the worst of the leisure-class housewife, a woman with too much time, too much money, and too little imagination. Yet her idleness was strategic.
How would you describe your husband's relationship with his uncle?
In a world where men lived and died by secrets, Carmela's power came from knowing when to look away. She managed the laundering of Tony's reputation as efficiently as she managed his laundry. She blessed his sins with baked ziti and silenced her conscience with rosary beads. The church gave her structure. Retail therapy gave her comfort. Denial gave her purpose. She was not naive, merely pragmatic.
I have forsaken.
If Tony's world ran on blood, hers ran on plausible deniability. Carmela's social sphere was a garden of manicured pettiness. Her closest allies, Rosalie April and Gabriella Dante, mirrored her in every way, coiffed, devout, and constitutionally incapable of leaving a lunch table without a complaint. Their book club discussions were less literary critique and more low-level racketeering of gossip. Between tennis matches and rosé-fueled charity drives, they perfected the art of performative virtue, balancing moral superiority against the steady hum of luxury SUVs. These women didn't just live in New Jersey McMansions. They were their architects, brick by hypocritical brick. Yet, buried beneath Carmela's designer facade was a distinctly American tragedy. The woman who has everything except purpose. When Meta left for college and Tony's affairs grew too public to ignore, Carmela's empire of domestic order began to crumble.
That spec house was my investment.
Her flirtations with independence, real estate, separation, and spiritual crisis fizzled out under the weight of comfort.
Carmela.
I don't love you anymore.
Even when she briefly left Tony, she didn't so much escape as take a sabbatical. Freedom meant nothing if it required giving up the marble countertops. And yet, despite her vanity and moral cowardice, there was something perversely admirable about Carmela.
Anthony Jr., you get up.
She played her assigned role with military precision. The dutiful wife, the Catholic mother, the homemaker who could roast a chicken while calculating how much hush money to slip into a collection basket. Tony's world of violence depended on her world of appearances.
She's not al dente.
The pasta was always al dente, the house always spotless, the lies always smoothed over with a smile that suggested butter, indeed, would not melt in her mouth. The genius of The Sopranos was its refusal to let Carmela off the hook. She was complicit, not clueless. Her moral anguish, her teary consultations with priests, her insistence that she was a good person, were less confessions than performances. She knew exactly what she was eating every night, even if she didn't want to know where it came from.
Let's put that in after the credenza.
The blood money funded her facials, her Roche-Bobois furniture, her son's education, and her own sense of self-worth. She could criticize Tony's Gumars all she wanted. The truth was, she benefited from every dollar those women helped him make. So what did Carmela Soprano do all day? Everything and nothing. She maintained a domestic empire built on denial, traded guilt for granite countertops, and perfected the art of controlled inertia. She was the CEO of emotional labor, the silent partner in Tony's crimes, and the most well-groomed existential crisis on cable television. Her life was a 6,000 square foot metaphor, pristine on the surface, rotting underneath. In the end, Carmela's tragedy wasn't that she did nothing. It's that doing nothing was her only option. Her generation of wives was taught that beauty was a duty, that leisure was labor, that their husbands' sins could be absolved through good housekeeping and better lasagna. She upheld that lie so faithfully, it became her identity.
I can't right now, I'm sorry. I'm too upset.
The ziti, the book clubs, the flirtations, the moral bargaining, it was all one long performance of control in a life built entirely on dependence. Butter may not have melted in Carmela's mouth, but make no mistake, it burned everywhere else. God forgives. The algorithm doesn't. Subscribe.